Hey, they used to run Superbike World Championship races in my hometown. You know, back in the 60s they had those races, but actually the racetrack was set up in the 30s, and then it continued all the way to the early 70s, those races, before they realized that it was too dangerous. It was a street circuit, partially in downtown area, and then some of the country roads and all that. Very interesting, but you know, I can clearly see why they stopped those things. That was insane to drive on those roads. This year and a few years back, they had sort of an exhibition race where they had bought some of the original bikes and even some of the original drivers to drive around that circuit. I mean, of course, you know, much slower speed and all that, but just as an exhibition. And there was a pit area where you can see those bikes and mechanics, and oh boy, when they started those engines, the noise was so captivating and so rich in bass. So I went there this year. I wanted to take some photographs. The weather was nice, and I thought, you know, let me try to illustrate that old racy feeling with my photographs. And to do that, I studied some of the original pictures taken during those races back in the days. Now, the organizer of this exhibition race had set up a website where they had collected a few pictures, but unfortunately they don't have no information who took those original pictures, so I can't tell you either. But they look like this. So as you can see, it's a fairly low contrast, of course, black and white, and you know, there's some of these pictures are clearly before the war and all that, you know, but there are a couple of interesting points. So if you look at, for example, this picture here, the driver is sort of dark and then the surroundings are white. It's almost like the surroundings of this picture have been burned in the darkroom. And I like this feeling. I mean, I thought, hey, that's a neat effect. I typically do it the other way around. I want to light up the subject and then darken the surroundings. But you know, there's a neat trick. And so this is something I thought I'm gonna try to do. And then I thought that let me try to also take some of the pictures from the low angle. You know, because I mean, I kind of like that idea too. And then finally make these pictures look like old pictures in the post-processing. You know, this time I did it digitally in Lightroom, but I could also do it in a darkroom. Maybe I do a few prints later. And you know, I don't shy away from post-processing. Post-processing is as important as taking the actual picture. That's, you know, it's in your darkroom or in your if you are working digitally, then it's in your Lightroom or whatever application you want to choose, where the pictures come alive. The whole idea of this came straight from the camera is kind of insane. It's not a ready product. You need to do the rest. There were also a couple of really nice cars. There was a 912 Porsche, like the 4-cylinder 911, and then a 2-stroke Saab 96. Amazing 2-stroke rattle. As a camera, I took my Rolleiflex, of course, and then a FP4 film. You know, these are my favorite films nowadays. It was surprisingly dark in the woods where I took most of the racy pictures, and I should have taken a bit faster film because I didn't want to push this, and I could only use 1/60th of the second and partially 1/125 speed. So those were a bit too slow. Oh, it depends on what you want. I mean, now I got racy, blurry pictures. Adds character. So this is what happened. Anyway, what a nice day. Once again, to study somebody else's pictures for inspiration, and if you want to create some kind of a theme or mode or feeling, then, you know, looking at somebody else's pictures that you like and then trying to analyze them and then try to replicate. That's a lot of fun. I also teaches a trick or two. Yeah, that was a nice race day. See you later.